Chicago like it's a mythical city. The things people hear about Chicago, it's unrealistic. And I'm praying for the National Guard, all them troops that go out there, man. I hope they don't go out there in vain. I'm praying that it's not a bloodbath. I hope that it's just a peaceful protest when they get to Chicago. But you know, black people about to be tested. That black on black crime theory really about to be tested, man. We gonna see how people react when them dudes hop out them armored trucks. We gonna see what that street life really about. You know what I'm saying? We're about to find out about Chicago. Is it a self-hatred city or no? Like I said, I don't want to see no violence, but we've been seeing violence out of Chicago for a long time. And the Trump administration, they ain't playing. Trump says federal troops are headed to Chicago right now. He said, we going in. That sounds like some drill music lyrics right there. Trump must be working on the album or something. He about to show them who the real Don Dottie is. People gonna have, I don't know Chicago. I say y'all stay y'all ass in the house. But Trump bringing it to the front door. Now we seen what y'all do to each other out there. And I'm praying that the National Guard don't get hurt. Because I would hate to see that, man. That's like somebody hurting a dog. I don't never want to see that. I'm praying for the city of Chicago. We got to talk about this stuff. Without further ado, Reggie, cut that off. Let's get into this news, y'all. Because y'all need to see this for what it is. Oh, Lord have mercy. Go on, play it.
Well, thousands of people took to the streets of Chicago this Labor Day to protest plans by President Trump to send National Guard troops into the city. The president has called Chicago, quote, a mess, and he wants the Guard to help fight crime there as troops are already doing so in Washington. Nancy Cortez is at the White House with more on that.
Chicago officials say they're hearing it will be days, not weeks, before National Guard troops, like the ones patrolling D.C., arrive in their city over their objections.
You're supposed to serve the people. We are the people.
Over the long week.
Man, shut y'all ass up. Chicago, y'all need it, man. Y'all need somebody to come out there and do something. Because this shit ridiculous. They act like they don't need no help. Like they don't need somebody to set the record straight. If it worked in D.C. and people know how to act when them good white folks come around, maybe it'll work in Chicago too. D.C. not no walk in the park. We seen the videos of the National Guard walking up on brothers, and brothers ain't want no smoke, man. Now, if there was some black National Guards, they would have been out there fighting. Trump got people coming in from Texas. So you know, once they get to Chicago, they ain't about to be talking nan shit to no good old boy. Because all you going to see is that bullet whistle and that gun smoking. I don't think Chicago about that life unless it's other black people. Let them call the National Guard from Africa. They'll come up to Chicago. Then it's going to be a bloodbath. I feel like they ain't got nothing to worry about, man. It's going to be niggas out there with straw hats on or whatnot. And I ain't trying to entice or excite nothing. Like I said, I'm praying that this is nothing more than a peaceful protest. And most likely it will be. Just don't send no black National Guard. That's all I'm saying. Because if anybody get killed, it's going to be Leroy or Jerome or somebody out there. Regardless if he got on the FBI badge or whatever the case is, they going to get that nigga. It's sad, but it's the truth. I'm going to shut up about it. Y'all need to listen to this.
Weekend, President Trump mentioned Chicago 3 times on social media, warning the Illinois governor to straighten out crime fast or we're coming. This weekend alone, more than 50 people were shot in Chicago, though the murder rate has fallen by 50% over the past 4 years.
Every single citizen deserves to be safe.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem confirmed on Face the Nation that a greater federal presence is coming to Chicago, starting with a surge in immigration raids.
We do intend to add more resources to those operations. I won't disclose the details because they are law enforcement and investigative folks that are on the ground there, and I want to make sure we keep their security.
Just in case y'all ain't know, this S.A.T. video, I know that's the news and everything, but I got to brand this correctly because they need to hire me up there at the news. You know what I'm saying? Whatever she can do, I can do better. I'm just trying to put my endorsement on there. Okay, let's get back to this.
Security, our number one priority.
In Washington, D.C., there are now 2,300 National Guard troops armed and deployed, though by law they cannot perform law enforcement duties themselves.
This is an erratic, impulsive administration.
On Saturday, Chicago Mayor Brandon.
Who he's supposed to be, T.D. Jakes or somebody? Why the hell they keep on getting these black mayors? That's the reason why the city got hell going on now. They ain't about to respect no black mayor. Especially when he known for moving blow in the community, allegedly. They get them criminal ass black mayors. Like, people gonna do right by them, man. They need to hire motherfucking Doogie Howser to be the mayor. Joe Biden ain't doing shit. Let him be the mayor of Chicago. I bet you they act right. They know what they be doing when they put them black mayors in an all-black city. All hell gonna break loose. Soon as they see the mayor black, that's when they gonna rob somebody, knock them upside their head, and take their purse. Where Bill Clinton? Get somebody up in there. Let Conan O'Brien be the damn mayor. Ain't nobody gonna respect this man. I don't give a damn what he do. They better off letting Dr. Umar Johnson be the mayor of Chicago. Look at this. Oh my God.
Brandon Johnson signed an executive order directing the Chicago Police Department not to collaborate with military personnel on police patrols or ICE raids.
Well, what good is that gonna do, man? They need all the cooperation they can get. How you gonna tell the police to stand? Oh my God, listen.
We do not want to see tanks in our streets. We do not want to see families ripped apart. We do not want
the sign language man acting like he reciting the words of a bitch ass nigga. He like wah wah. He acting like he imitating a nigga talking shit. Look at the sign language man. Look.
Do not want to see tanks in our streets. We do not want to see families ripped apart. We do not want grandmothers thrown into the back.
Shit, he about to have the Crips and the Bloods out there in Chicago. He keep throwing up them sets. I know a little bit of sign language. He said something about Tukey Williams or some shit with his hands. He calling all the GDs and BDs to pull them things out as soon as the National Guard get there. He was down with the gang when it first started. While he trying to send a message of love, he rallying up them YNs in the street. Throwing up them gang signs and shit. Look.
Cannot perform law enforcement duties themselves.
This is an erratic, impulsive administration.
On Saturday, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order directing the Chicago Police Department not to collaborate with military personnel on police patrols or ICE raids.
We do not want to see tanks in our streets. We do not want to see families ripped apart. We do not want grandmothers thrown into the back of unmarked vans.
This now from the White House as the president weighs whether.
Did this nigga just say grandmothers thrown in the back of unmarked vans? They gonna take her to church? What the fuck they want somebody grandmama? He worried about little old ladies getting snatched up off the street. Trust me, bro, that's not what's gonna happen. It's gonna be some YNs and some Mexicans snatched up off the street. They not checking for... Is he serious? They not checking for no little old ladies. They looking for mop top. That's who they looking for, man. As soon as they come out the store with them dreads swinging, he gonna get snatched up off the street. If you got dreads, cut them shits tonight. Or else, man, and put on the pea coat and some loafers. Y'all gonna have to act right. It's plain and simple, man. People gonna have to finally get it together. They ain't playing no more. People thinking this GTA or whatever out here in these streets, Trump ain't having it. He coming directly to Chicago. Man, this gonna be a movie, y'all. A straight up movie. And I'm praying that it's not tragic because I ain't trying to see no protesters. I ain't trying to see people out there marching. I ain't trying to see another George Floyd situation going on. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody get out of line, right or wrong, and the National Guard apply that pressure, it's gonna make international news, and it's gonna be outcries and shit. It's gonna be people from all over the country doing TikTok blogs and all that. And no justice, no peace. They gonna be ran up in the Foot Locker, took all the Jordans. You go in the Foot Locker, they left all the Skechers. You can get you a pair of Hey Dudes or something like that, but all the Jordans and Nikes, them shit's gonna be gone. Look at this, y'all. Hold on, get it together, bro. What you doing? Get that shit together.
Troops will end up in Chicago next. Has he given any indication as to how long those National Guard troops will stay in D.C.? What's the long-term plan?
Jerika, the president hasn't given an end date yet. He simply says that he wants to make sure that crime levels here in D.C. don't bounce back to their former levels once the Guard leaves town. Now, Democrats have argued that by law, he needs to go to Congress for approval if he wants to extend their employment past 30 days. And it's been about 20 so far. President Trump says he thinks Congress is going to side with him.
All right, Nancy Cordes at the White House. Thank you.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile.
Lord
Do you know
have mercy.
that Mint's unlimited premium wire?
Lord have mercy, man. It's going down, y'all. It's going down. I know y'all got y'all popcorn ready. People waiting to see what's going to happen. It's like a new bully coming to the school. You know what I'm saying? Chicago been the bully of America for a long time. Don't nobody want to fuck with Chicago. Now a new bully is in town. And we gonna see what all that they've been popping, what's really going on. We know it's really real out there and everything, but now we gonna see how people act. And depending on how this go, it's gonna be necessary for people to have a white presence in every black community and every black gathering if you wanted to go smooth. Let me tell y'all a prime example. Let me give y'all a little story real quick, man. It's only gonna take a little while. Let me pull this up. I gotta make this point. Let me type this up. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel too. Which one was? It's not on Cascade Road. It's the one in Greenbrier. Let me do this. Down here in Atlanta, y'all. Oh man, I gotta talk about it. Let me pull this up. Okay, we here. Let me make this little point real quick. Cut that off. Now, this Kroger in Greenbrier in Atlanta, it's a hellhole. Ain't nobody working the register. The self-checkout be broke. It be one line open. It's one self-checkout machine, and it be a line all the way around the store. And the workers be standing around looking at the crowd of people like, shit, we don't know what y'all gonna do. It be people that could hop on the register and do that work, but they don't want to do it and they ain't gonna do it, man. It's a hellhole up in there. It be while you going in the store, it's roaches going in the store. When you leaving the store, it's roaches leaving the store. I went in there one day. Everything was running smooth. I thought I was in the wrong part of town, man. I walked up in there. People was grocery shopping. The workers was busy. I seen a nigga with a mop bucket sweating. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was a fat white man standing in front of all of the registers. And they was working their ass off, talking to the customers, smiling, laughing. Everybody was having a good ass time because it was one white man in there. And I say that to say, depending on how this National Guard situation go, it's gonna be a white man employed on every corner of Chicago just to stand there. And the streets gonna be safe. That's what it's all about. It seemed like in black gatherings, in schools too, people don't respect the black principal. School be all jacked up until they hire Mr. Doogie to be the damn school principal. Y'all know I know what I'm talking about. This all a social experiment, and we all about to witness it. Matter of fact, it's a lot of stuff I want to get into, but we got to get into this first. Y'all need to hear this. Look. No. I need to do this one. Look. Okay, we gonna see how this went. Look. Get it together.
Here's a brand new, better way
goddamn.
to sell
Get
your
that
house.
out the way.
So if you're thinking about selling anywhere in or
stay
around the
tuned.
Bardo and Paulding
Look.
County.
Monday morning, Washington, D.C. In the shadows of the national monuments, commuters hustling to work, tourists sightseeing, and the first day of school for 100,000 D.C. school students. But this year, something's different. Soldiers on the streets.
People ask me, what am I here for? I'm here to make sure that young people can leave and go to school and come back in a safe environment. They don't have to worry about drug dealers.
Oh my God, they wish you would. They wish you would.
They don't have to worry about crime. They don't have to worry about people, with guns and knives.
Free DC! Free DC!
National Guard troops have been stationed in the nation's capital for 2 weeks now, patrolling, monitoring, punctuating train and metro stations, the National Mall, and commercial streets. A move that President Trump said was necessary to curb crime and clean up the streets of D.C.
Man, I hate me. Y'all gonna hate me, but I love it. I love it, man. I really do. Because people know how to act, man. You ain't gonna try no shit. I wish a nigga would get loud. And the National Guard standing right there. Is there a problem? Is there some 10-4? Is there a motherfucking problem? You ain't got to worry about checking the nigga no more. The National Guard is there to save the day, man. And don't let these niggas become baby daddies. It's going to be women out there. You going to go see your side chick or whatever. The National Guard going to come to the damn door. You ain't going to be able to get no late night quickies no more, man. They gonna be, man, we don't know how far this gonna go. What they gonna have a National Guard? They need a National Guard at every grocery store in the ghetto. They need a National Guard standing at the gas station in every ghetto. Don't you hate to have to stop and get some gas and it's a whole bunch of YNs out there, bums and shit? You trying to go in and pay for your gas. Hey, you got $1. Hey, man, you hit me off with some change, man. Hey, you got $0.25. If the National Guard stand, ain't gonna be none of that, man. People gonna mind their business. When them hoes get out the car, they gonna pull them shorts out they ass. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? This might be a better day for America. This is career suicide and everything, but hell, it ain't like nobody watching the damn video. I could pretty much say whatever the hell I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all something real quick and show y'all how much I don't give a damn. Well, not no more. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Every time I hit a bottleneck,
I'm proud of every 12. I think I got 5 people watching the video. And I'm proud of every last 3 of y'all for watching. And hopefully they hear this up in D.C. and let me work where Howard Stern work at. I'm willing to play ball, whatever they want me to do. I'll be the Tiger Woods of podcasting if that's what they want me to do, man. I'll get up there and get my Wayne Brady on for a bag. The hell with Chicago. The only good thing to come out of Chicago is Bernie Mac. And that deep dish pizza, you might as well make a spaghetti. Let's be real. I can't think of nothing else good besides Bernie Mac that came out of Chicago. Fucking Michael Jordan. I can't think of nothing else. Y'all gonna have to help me understand it. But as far as the National Guard going up in there, man, I think that they really trying to make America great again. They got to. And this the perfect opportunity for foreigners to know that they foreigners, man. There's so many foreigners in America that really be thinking they American. Ain't got no papers, ain't got no nothing. Just because they in America and they went to the McDonald's and they got the hookup at Taco Bell, they think they American or some shit. It's a lot of lines that need to be drawn. And it's looking like they drawing the lines. Y'all got to look at this.
The past week, have you spoken with President Putin?
Yeah, I don't want to. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out.
Any consequences if there isn't some type of announcement of a meeting with President Putin and President Zelensky?
Yeah,
and what could those consequences be?
We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what they do and what happens. I'm watching it very closely. Last week they lost 7,000 between the two countries. 7,313 soldiers, to be somewhat exact, for no reason whatsoever. And they're Russian and they're Ukrainian, but, you know, they're soldiers. I want to see it end. Yeah.
Have you decided you're definitely going to send National Guard troops to Chicago?
I didn't say when, but the answer is, look, Chicago's very interesting because I watched Pritzker get up and say about, we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago, they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets. Last week, as you know, it was 7 people, 24 people hit, and 7 people died. And then over the last 2 days, that was the crown jewel. They had, I guess, 9 or 10 killed, and 50 hit with bullets. And you have this governor get up, who's a terrible governor. Probably he and Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst and most naive. They're naive. Either they're naive or they're very untruthful. And he'll say, we don't want any protection. We don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of. They don't even come close to this. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now. Parts of Los Angeles are terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I mean the other fires, the bullet fires, they didn't do a good job with, they should have had the water coming down, like I said. You know, we had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to L.A. It's so badly run. But if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today. I'd be talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles.
Where the money at? That's what where's the money? That's what people be needing. That'll solve a whole lot of problems, man. Where the fuck the money at? Drop a bag off in Chicago. Bill, do something. People make some decent money out there, bitch, man. Lower the... But you know, this the crazy part about it. Money don't solve everything. I'm starting to think that it's a generational thing. These are the after effects of welfare and shit, because there's people out there that is making decent money and still living like they broke and still have ratchet behavior. Y'all see it all the time. It be people out there, they acquire millions of dollars and still be doing trap nigga shit. Still wind up going to jail, still toting guns. Like that boy, Ja Morant. In the NBA making millions of dollars and still out there on some gang. So money may not solve everything. Shit, the DA in Atlanta got caught up in some hood rat business. So, you know, I think it's beyond money with certain people. Money ain't gonna save people or kill that ghetto mentality. It's been going on for so long. It's at a boiling point. So they feel like they need to babysit or bring in the National Guard basically to parent people. Everybody, it's like having children running wild. And it's not just the YNs, it's grown people out here dumbing out too. And on top of that, when you ain't got your own government or no self-government, this is a part of immigration, the after effects of immigration as well. Ain't no self-governing bodies or nothing. It's just people out here just roaming like zombies and got no structure, no nothing. All they got is an iPhone. Motherfuckers, the only structure the niggas got is a TikTok or something like that. And if it continue to go on, And people doing this stuff for the gram, for everybody an entertainer. So when they blow somebody's brains out, they are overnight celebrity. You kill a nigga in Chicago, you're going to be living like Nino Brown in New Jack City. And everybody want a part of the script. That's all it is. It ain't nothing but a big movie of Boys in the Hood in Chicago. And everybody want to be old dog. Everybody want to be the killer in the movie. It's like the movie Juice in real life. And everybody want to be Bishop. And your casting call is to take one of these niggas out so you can live the life. Or else you a lame and you don't matter. Chicago ain't nothing but a Tubi movie. That's what's going on out here, man. People entertaining themselves because they ain't got nothing better else to do. Everybody want to be the gangster in the movie. And it's so sad. That's why they need to cut that BET shit. I be wondering why they still playing the movies like they new movies. I bet you can get on BET right now. I bet you Baby Boy or some shit like that playing. The John Singleton Classics is on there all day, every day. So this the after effects, man. I think it ain't no saving people at this point, but we gonna see what that National Guard do in Chicago. I just wanted to let y'all know. Them YNs out there, they ready, but I don't think they really ready though. The National Guard ain't nothing but a bunch of daddies coming out there with the possibility of spanking some kids. And that's something that a lot of people ain't never had. People ain't never had a male authoritative figure that actually got some authority in their life. Even if their father is there, he ain't really got no authority. Shit, you call the National Guard on his ass, he going to jail. So to have real authority figures in the ghetto, it's going to be like the Boys and Girls Club up there in Chicago. They going to be on their best behavior. It's going to be niggas hot-scopping in the middle of the street. They going to be sneaking to spray paint the buildings on the side in the alley. They going to be ducking. They going to be running like rats as soon as somebody put the headlight in the alleyway while they in there with that spray paint. We gonna see how far gone people is, man. As soon as they hear somebody crack that bullwhip, they might snap out of it. Might be some past life regression come into play. They need to bring some horses and whips just to see how niggas react. Like, oh Lord, not again. Nigga might run in the house and pick up a book or something like that. The pastor come to church, hey, people gonna be standing up like they on the bus. All the seats gonna be taken. All them niggas gonna take their ass to church as soon as they see the sight of the National Guard. I've been spending most of my life living in the gangster's paradise. I've been spending most of my life living in the gangster's paradise. They gonna turn in their rags. They gonna burn them shits like LeBron James jerseys. We gonna see, man. And hopefully it really do make a difference. Y'all gotta look at this.
Illinois governor, who the White House has been
run that back.
Hearing directly from the Illinois governor, who the White House has been taking on today, urging him to call the president and ask for help fighting crime. J.B. Pritzker refusing that ask and instead issuing a warning about what he called authoritarian tendencies. He said that authoritarians thrive on silence. He was talking to citizens of Chicago who may specifically be dealing with ICE agents targeting illegal immigrants and others on the streets of Chicago as celebrations of the country of Mexico are looming in that region. Now, I want to bring in our panel.
Man, ain't gonna be no celebration. Ain't gonna be no Mexican Day parade. Because as soon as they come out there, man, just leave the man with the food truck alone. They gonna come out there blowing them flutes and shit. ICE gonna pull up, and they not using regular cars, man. They gonna hop out the ice cream truck, and the rest of they might hop out the taco food truck and start arresting people.
Here into the arena. We're joined by national political reporter for the Washington Post, Sabrina Rodriguez, CNN political commentator Jonah Goldberg, and Jamal Simmons, and CNN senior political commentator Scott Jennings. Welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Scott, I know you spoke to the president on the at some length on your show. Did you address this with him? Because, I mean, look, overlaying all of this, of course, Pritzker likely a presidential candidate in 2028. Very much, Donald Trump has focused in on states that are run by Democratic governors, especially those with high-profile potential futures, Governor Newsom being the other example. What did the president tell you, and how do you see what Pritzker did here today?
Well, he's obviously very focused on Chicago, and as he confirmed in the Oval Office, they do intend to go in. He did not reveal to me when they intend to go in, but it's certainly going to happen. That's number one. Number two, he doesn't think much of Pritzker or the mayor of Chicago, frankly, and had several insults for them. Number three, he believes what he did in Washington, D.C., has been a brilliant success. And he's familiar with the statistics on the number of people who've been arrested, the amount of illegal guns that have been taken off the streets here, the immigration enforcement that's gone on in Washington. And so I gathered that he sees that as a template for rapid reduction in crime in places like Chicago. And I would just note while we've been sitting here that the mayor of Chicago, of Washington, D.C. has apparently signed an order welcoming federal law enforcement presence indefinitely in Washington, and she has said that it's working, and she has said that she appreciates the surge of federal resources. So when I spoke to
you damn right it's working, man. She told them to bring that ass back. A good job. People respect authority. It's really that simple, man. That's where we at with it. And gentrification is one thing. Because I seen the ghettos, man. It's neighborhoods where I'm from that just been going downhill since forever. The last time they was decent was in like the 1930s and shit. When Frederick Douglass was still alive. That's when you had decent black communities. I seen these neighborhoods go all the way downhill. Like ancient houses that shouldn't even be standing. Houses leaning and shit. In a quote unquote black community. Then they come in with the gentrification, and it's like, well, damn, ain't like people was doing nothing or respect. It went from being a neighborhood to the hood. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of redlining, it's a lot of messed up that be happening to keep people from developing, but it seemed like all of them things basically turn people into animals. That's what we dealing with today, man. We dealing with some live animals that's breeding uncontrollably and can't even, don't even have the capabilities to raise the kids correctly. People raise their kids like dogs. As long as they fed, they think that's parenting. As long as they got food on the table or they had a meal and some clothes on their back, that's all the parenting that they feel like they're responsible for doing. And the school gonna take care of the rest. That's where we at with it. So they feel like instead of flat out exterminating people, they gonna try to fix this, correct the situation because it's getting out of hand. And Chicago is a prime example of that. I'm not saying everywhere in America because everywhere don't have a reputation of a Chicago. Everywhere don't have a reputation of a Los Angeles or a major city like New York City. A lot of times it be them major cities where you have most of the problems going on because urban areas have a cool about it to where people feel like you got to represent where you are so the world can acknowledge you, like Harlem World or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's Negro here, no there. Listen at this. Get it together. Go ahead, put it on.
To the president, what I sensed was someone who believed he'd gotten it dead right, that you can have rapid results, and why wouldn't he? He has a responsibility as the president to go into these cities that he believes are in a crisis of violence and mayhem.
The hell? Hold on, y'all.
Jonah Goldberg, you are a longtime conservative, of course, not as friendly with the president as our Scott Jennings over here, necessarily.
Check true.
But look, the president clearly thinks he is on winning political footing. But honestly, Washington, D.C. is a different city than Chicago. It is a distinctly different. You often go back to the way the Constitution is written. Is any of this okay?
Yeah, so first of all, very different cities. First of all, if you throw a sandwich in Chicago, that would be an outrage because Chicago sandwiches are much better than DC sandwiches. But no, more broadly, look, I mean, because the president thinks it's a crisis is not a constitutional thing. The only time the word co-equal gets used a lot in Washington as if there are co-equal branches of government. They're not. Congress is superior to the presidency. It was the intention of the founders. The only time co-equal appears in the Federalist Papers is to describe the federal government's relationship with the sovereign states.
Yeah, what about gang? That's what we need to be talking about, man. What about them YNs in Chicago? Now is not the time to be politically correct. They having debates that ain't gonna matter as soon as they come out there with them choppers, man. And I hope that ain't the case, because the National Guard, they good working people just like anybody else out there, man. They get deployed to these places. It's not like they made up their mind and said, hey, y'all, let's all get together and go to Chicago and clean up the streets. They have a duty that they have to uphold. You know, when they called in for service, they got to show up to carry out whatever it is that they there to do it. And a lot of the troops probably disagree with it. But hey, they got a job to do. You know, it's a call of service. This the real call of duty that's going on right here. And that's why, you know, I'm praying for the National Guard. People make it seem like it's some evil force that's out there to destroy. No, these some people that's in the line of duty that got to carry out whatever it is that they called out there to do. And in this situation, they trying to make sure there's some order in the city of Chicago, because obviously the city is out of order. It shouldn't be that much deaths nowhere. They said it ain't nowhere in the world that got as many killings as Chicago, Illinois. I'm hoping that this works. Something got to happen. Somebody got to do something, man. If it don't work, then they're going to have to keep on trying to get it together. But it's looking like they about to throw these niggas in the chain gang. If you look suspect, your ass going to jail, man. If you out there and you got any bit of thug, you a hip hop fan or something like that, it's a possibility you going to get snatched up. And in this situation, I doubt if they going to be keeping track of who they rally up. Ain't no telling what they going to do with these brothers and sisters that get caught up in that. That's just get caught out there and lacking, or whatever the case is. They bringing the real Call of Duty to Chicago. This ain't no video game no more, man. It's going to be just like on the video game. In the beginning, you get deployed to some country, and when you hop out the motherfucking plane or the helicopter, you got to get to shooting whoever you see. That's what's really happening here. And that's what it boils down to. Matter of fact, let me look at something real quick, because there's a lot of stuff we got to get into, but this just dawned on me. Damn, man. And this the number one game that street dudes like to play. When they ain't out there terrorizing the streets, they at home with that controller in their hand, playing Call of Duty. That's where they get the idea from. Drill music and all that, running up on your op, catching nigga in the street, blowing his head off and running away. Then next thing you know, somebody come up, blow your brains out and keep it moving. Is basically the video game they've been playing, man. They hypnotized with this shit, been playing that over and over. And you know, art emulates life. Now they really about to have a real Call of Duty in them Chicago streets. But the scary part about it is how equipped all these dudes in Chicago, man. Anything can happen. I remember when I went to Chicago, well, one of the few times I went to Chicago, it was cop cars with F the police written on the side of it, walking down the street. It was abandoned cop cars everywhere. The south side of Chicago looked like something out of a horror movie when I was there, man. And that was a minute ago. I'm pretty sure it's worse as of today. So, you know, something got to give.
The United States. The president cannot simply unilaterally declare an emergency and override the constitutional obligations that he has. If that's the case, I would just caution a lot of conservatives who celebrate all of this, and I'm all for crime reduction, but the conservatives who are celebrating this, you listen to the mayor of Chicago talk about the gun crisis in America. Well, what is to stop, given the precedent that Donald Trump is setting, what is to stop a Democratic, a Governor Pritzker, a Governor Newsom to say, you know, we have a gun crisis in America, just as legitimate on the facts argument as a crime crisis, and say we're going to send the National Guard into states to go get their guns. There have to be standards here. The reason why Pritzker I get it for the politics. He keeps saying Trump was begging me to ask him to come. The reason why Trump is asking Pritzker to ask him is because that gives the president legal authority that he doesn't otherwise have. And he doesn't want to get overruled in the courts if he just violates the Posse Comitatus Act, violates the structure of our Constitution, and rides roughshod over the prerogatives of a sovereign co-equal state. Governors do not answer to the president of the United States. They answer to their own states and their own voters.
Jamal?
Well, the president's obviously setting up a regime that has a lot of very bad characteristics. There are military forces on the ground. He's threatening to put them in other cities. The president is now interviewing and vetting military officers before promotion for some of the general staff. We see real questions about the ethical limitations the president doesn't have anymore. The Supreme Court saying the president can't be investigated. It all seems like the leader has decided what he wants is the law that's supposed to carry, and everyone else has to adjust. We'll see whether or not the courts push back enough.
No, I don't know about all that, man. Because there's people out there that's losing loved ones. Your cousin or somebody lose their life to some foolishness. Your mama get caught up at the grocery store. Some YNs out there arguing. Next thing you know, they shooting. In New York, not that long ago, it was an old lady walking with a walker. Got shot in the head just for walking down the street from a stray bullet. And she ain't had no issues with nobody. She was a community leader. So you got so many people out here mourning the loss of their loved ones. They just waking up every day, can't believe that their loved one's gone to some foolishness. Don't nobody know where the killer at. Don't nobody care. And the people that do know, they ain't trying to be no snitch. So it's like, justice got to come into play somewhere. Something got to give. So I hear what they talking about, but man, this Chicago situation is out of hand.
To stop more of this from happening, we've seen some good rulings over the last couple of days, but these will end up in the Supreme Court. And so far, the Supreme Court has a very mixed record about how much it's going to restrain the president.
This is why you'll still be single in 5 years.
It's because you don't take care of your.
Was it the phrase "the leader" that got that eyebrow raise, Scott Jennings?
Well, to refer to the duly elected president of the United States who won the national popular vote and overwhelmingly in the Electoral College, a regime, to me is a little beyond the pale. Look, he won the election on two things.
But to Joey's point, I mean, if a Democrat was saying, hey, we got a terrible gun crisis, we're going to send troops in to take them.
Stop them. I guess the Second Amendment would be one thing to stop them, but we can debate that later.
Congress has sole authority over trade, and the president's argument is that by declaring an emergency, he gets to take away those constitutional prerogatives from the House. He's declared 9 emergencies since he's elected, so that he can violate all sorts of constitutional norms when it comes to deporting people and all sorts of other things.
Do you believe it is violating constitutional norms for the president, the head of the federal government, the head of the executive branch, to be enforcing federal immigration law? Because a big issue here, there are over 500,000 illegal immigrants in Illinois. I suspect most of them live in and around Chicago. Why wouldn't you surge federal law enforcement resources to the place where that many people are violating federal law?
Yeah, you hear me talking about ICE, talking about the National Guard, different things.
Wait a minute.
Well, he's talking about doing both, and I grant you they're separate pots, but do you believe it's wrong for the president to send ICE, CPB?
How advanced is the AI? That's what I want to know. Since they want to do without so many people, how advanced is this thing? Because they clearly got other plans for the populace. And it's urgent that they get this stuff under control because they have a new America in mind. When they say make America great again, they really mean that. They ain't just playing about that, man. They never was playing about it. There's been a plan that's been in the works for a long time, and there's some people that the new America can just do without. And this is a cleansing right now for something that's on the horizon, because they would have did this a long time ago. Obama would have had an initiative to get something done about Chicago because he's from there. But I'm starting to think that the timing wasn't right. Now is the right time. Technology is at an advantage to where they can start using this stuff more effectively, but everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody ain't gonna survive the new America unless you know how to act right. Now's the time that people gotta learn how to act. It's just that simple. If you don't know how to act, you ain't gonna make it in the new America. Because you gonna have to get in line in order for it to be the simulator that is destined to be. I'm talking about, they say the grass is green on the other side. All the grass about to be green. They doing all this building and all this infrastructure and stuff going on. You got to be able to play the game. A lot of y'all talking about crashing out. Y'all gonna be cashing out, man. It's over. But 90% of it, 99% of it is knowing how to act. And a lot of y'all just simply don't know how to do it. And wasn't taught how to do it. You know, there's people out there that do have managers, that have parents that actually taught them how to act and how to carry themselves. But then you got people that never respected their parents. You got people that was raised up in good households and decided that they wanted to be a loser or a sleaze or whatever the case is. People got the freedom to be whatever they want to be. You know, if you want to be a donut with extra glaze, you can do that. Whatever you want to be, man. You could be Pikachu out here in these streets. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. You had red, green, purple hair. Fucking whatever you trying to do. Have dreadlocks all across your head looking crazy. Head looking like you just pulled it out of the toilet. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. It was a time to where you come out with your head looking crazy. You ain't gonna hear the end of it. Now, the more crazy your head looking, the better. And I know it's a form of expression or whatever, but that shit ain't gonna fly in the new America, man, to where they can build a person of perfection. They can build a machine that can act better, smarter than you, act better than you. What they need you for? And you can't even comply with anything that has anything to do with success. That's where we at with it. Look at this. It's just now starting to dawn on me, man, that they don't perfect it, this AI so much to where they got technology that could act more like black people than black people. I seen it on TikTok, man. They got the videos where they act. I don't know how the AI get the lingo and you can't tell the difference. So they about to roll this shit out. It's gonna be a new. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Because if they feel like they gotta go in and manually clean up the streets, and they gotta go in there and manually, snatch people up and move people out the way or put you in a position to where you have to carry yourself a certain way to be in society, that's letting me know that there's a new society underway. The ways of old is not going to be it no more. We don't know how far this is going to go. It could be a good thing, depending on if you're ready for it or not. And I think they need to be more upfront about the plans that they have for America. Maybe they are. And the people that are concerned the most not paying attention to what's coming down the pipeline. I'm pretty sure they putting it out there blatantly what the plans are for the new America, but you got so many people stuck in the past. People thinking that this is a movie or something like that. People don't know the difference between real life and fantasy, but the fantasy is starting to become real life. Because listen to how they talking, man. Listen to what they saying. Listen at this, y'all.
Chicago records its most violent holiday weekend of the summer.
9 people were killed, 52 wounded just since Friday evening. And police say a large portion of the holiday shooting victims were attacked during incidents, a drive-by in Humboldt Park, and mass shootings in Bronzeville and Oakland. Now, this weekend's violence comes as President Trump is continuing to threaten to deploy National Guard troops and federal agents into the city.
They were saying, please, please, please let the president send it. These were people from Chicago. Please, we need help.
And Tia visited both Chicago's south and west sides today to ask residents what they want.
She joins us live from downtown with what she heard from many people. Tia?
Well, Terrence and Sylvia, you know, it's a really easy point for political pundits to get in front of a microphone and say what they think about the National Guard coming to Chicago. We've heard a lot from them. We've heard from politicians. And in fact, we've heard from military veterans. The group that we haven't heard from are the residents, many of them living in some of these violent communities, what they think about the National Guard coming to town. And our first stop was on the west side, right in Garfield Park.
They shouldn't have authority to try to police the world of the city because they don't know the rules and regulations of what officers do.
My thing is we in war with ourselves or is the government in war with the citizens? So.
Look in front of Marshall High School. There's nobody there. There's nobody here.
This nigga look like he just committed a murder. He just got done Pulp Fiction in a nigga with them gloves on. That's a cold motherfucker out of Chi-Town, man. He talking to the news with the OJ glove on. In broad daylight. With a short sleeve shirt on. What the hell I know he ain't picking on trash. He got a rollie on with OJ gloves. Pointing somewhere, trying to create a diversion. I don't trust that nigga. Call ICE. Come get this nigga off the street, man. What the hell? These brothers don't even know how to talk. They can't get political for 5 seconds. Listen to this.
Phil Park.
They shouldn't have authority to try to police the world of the city because they don't know the rules and regulations of what officers do.
What the fuck is he talking about, man? They officers. He think, oh man, somebody get these niggas, man. Oh my God. Did y'all hear that fool? He gonna be the main one in the back of the paddy wagon looking stupid. That didn't make a lick of sense, man. Listen at this.
Side right in Garfield Park.
They shouldn't have authority to try to police the world of the city because...
Not the world, Craig. Not the city, but the world, Craig. We ain't talking about top flight security. Oh, man, it's going to be, it's over for Chicago. The elders YNs. He's 65 going on 16. Listen at this grown ass man. Y'all, listen at him.
Phil Park.
They shouldn't have authority to try to police the world of the
What the fuck they gonna police the world?
city because they don't know the rules and regulations of what officers do.
I'm pretty sure they do, buddy. I'm pretty sure they do. They know the rules and regulations of what the police officer. It's in the manual, sir.
My thing is we in war with ourselves, or like is the government in war with the citizens?
Man, get these niggas. They kept that shit real short with these dudes, man. Listen.
Look in front of Marshall High School. There's nobody there.
He looking for the high school. This old R. Kelly ass nigga, man. He out there looking for where the high school. Do he got kids at the high school? What the fuck?
Look in front of Marshall High School. There's nobody there. There's nobody here.
Oh, that's a damn shame, man. They couldn't even get no commentary from these niggas.
Now, Garfield Park on Chicago's west side ranks second among communities with the most shootings this year. That's according to crime data. So far, 93 people have been shot in the area and 13 have died. Now, we spoke with 3 residents who all share, you heard it, a common view. The National
They ain't got no damn view.
Guard is not the solution. Some described it as a temporary fix to a much deeper problem. Meanwhile, 14 miles away in Chicago's Woodlawn neighborhood, that's on the south side, we interviewed 2 women from different generations. And despite the age gap, their opinions align. Both questioned the need for troops. One of them said Chicago is not nearly as bad as some other cities and expressed concern that the city might be used as a political pawn.
President or whoever is sending this off to us or deploying these National Guards here, I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. We need to have more policing in these areas where they're doing these crimes. And that's all to it, and it shouldn't just be downtown.
The National Guard will only be a temporary solution to an everlasting problem, because even if you get National Guard here, sure, crime will go down, but I don't think that it will get to the root of the problem. It'll slap a Band-Aid on. There's a lot of reasons why there's a lot of crime that goes on, like throughout Chicago and even surrounding neighborhoods. Some people have a lack of resources. Maybe they were not raised in the right houses. And when bringing National Guard here, all that's going to do is instill fear.
Thank God for these beautiful black queens, man. What would we do if we didn't have them, brothers? Oh my God. I'm over here about to cry, man. Thank God for a beautiful black soul. Just when I was about to give up hope, when they put them ignorant bastards on the news, and they couldn't even put together a proper sentence. This sister held it down for the whole black race. From here to Zimbabwe, man. Reggie.
What's up, man?
Hand me a napkin, dog. Oh. She saved the day. She saved the motherfucking day. Oh man. Oh man, that's pathetic. Oh, it's pathetic, y'all.
In Garfield Park.
They shouldn't have authority to try to police the world, the city, because they don't know the rules and regulations of what officers do.
My thing is we in war with ourselves, or like is the government in war with the citizens? So.
Look in front of Marshall High School. There's nobody there. There's nobody here.
Come get them there. Come get Trump. Come get him. Get him. Matter of fact, get him. Get Future. We're going to call him Past. Come get the Past so we can have a damn future. Come get him. And please, come get Sadat X. Come get this nigga tonight, man. Oh, man, this is sad. I don't know what Chicago gonna do. But the crazy part about it is the National Guard on their way. They could already be there. Can you imagine people getting off the planes? I don't know if they're going to catch a bus or how they going to do that. Is it a tank on the highway? How they rolling up to Chicago? They coming up on tanks. They got the buses. They coming up in them Army G-Wagons. Like, how they gonna do that, man? They on their way. They making plans. They booking hotels and shit. It's about to go down in the Chicago streets. When they get out there, they gonna have that finger on the motherfucking trigger because the reputation of Chicago. And bullets can come from anywhere. It be people minding their own business. Next thing you know, they slatting. So they gonna be on high alert. You might get popped just for bumping into the National Guard. When you see them niggas cross the street, and if you walking too fast, that's gonna make them suspect. People gonna have to act right around the National Guard, man. Because if I was the National Guard and they sent me to Chicago, man, my finger gonna be on the trigger the whole damn time. Don't ask me for direct, man. You might not want to talk to me. Just act right. I'll wear a t-shirt that say act right with the National Guard written on the back of it. So when you, in all caps, so when you see me, you know what to do. And if you ain't trying to do that, then man, I got the authority to take your ass out. And it should never have to come to that. Because at the end of the day, people are people, but shit, them niggas in Chicago like gremlins. Not everybody, but just stay out the way. You know? That's what it's going to boil down to. It's going to be hot as hell in them apartment buildings because a lot of them dudes going to be scared to come outside. They need to put all the National Guard in O Block. That's what they need. They need to hold down O Block for a month straight and then move out to the rest of Chicago. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Look at this.
We did hear from military veterans who are concerned about the possible deployment of National Guard troops to the city. Now, we also heard from a local group of lawmakers. They are urging Mayor Brandon Johnson as well as Governor Pritzker to accept the help from the federal government to combat crime. Today, military veterans and attorneys rallying at Federal Plaza. They are calling on Governor Pritzker to protect National Guard troops and support military members, as there are repeated threats from President Trump that they could be deployed to Chicago to crack down on crime.
Guard and military members, you are not alone. You are not alone in thinking that this isn't what you signed up for. You are not alone in questioning whether it's moral, just, right, or in this case, even legal.
According to the Chicago Police Department, there were 58 shootings over the long holiday weekend. 8 of them were deadly. President Trump writing on Truth Social this morning, Chicago is the worst and most dangerous city in the world by far. Pritzker needs help badly. He just doesn't know it yet. I will solve the crime problem fast, just like I did in D.C. Chicago will be safe again. Members of the Illinois Freedom Caucus are urging Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson to welcome federal assistance to fight crime.
Everybody in the state of Illinois, including the residents of Chicago, deserve to be safe. And it's our view that Governor Pritzker is playing politics and trying to raise his profile for a presidential bid rather than keeping the residents of the city of Chicago safe.
President Trump will make an announcement at 1 p.m. from the White House today. And also later today, we plan on hearing from Attorney General Kwame Raoul as well as Governor.
For my people in Chicago, y'all better hope them people human when they get over there. Your ass running the T-2000, you really gonna be stuck. They might not be deploying no people over there. I'm just saying. They so eager that to send them people up there, they might not be people. Y'all better watch y'all ass in Chicago, man. You shoot one of them motherfuckers in the face, they get to staring back at you with that red eye. You ain't gonna be able to catch no plane to get up out of there. Send a 10-man on your ass, you really gonna be fucked up. Nigga run 1,000 miles per hour. Hand turn into a shank and lift you off your feet. They've been planning this shit since the 80s, man. Y'all better hope them people they sending over there. Send the motherfucking A team of machines out there. They shoot your ass and say, "You're welcome." Better be careful. Cause this shit, I don't know. I ain't never seen them in history. This is like a RoboCop movie. Put them androids out there on them streets. Be standing up for 24 hours, ain't never took a seat, ain't never took a nap, just standing there looking. If you could see through their eyes, it looked like something out the Predator movie. It got your blood type, your address, all that. They could see all that shit. It might be some super soldiers. Oh, y'all better be careful and stay y'all ass in the house. Yeah, man, I don't know. It might not be no regular people they sending over there, man. They trying to test some shit. They making it seem like they got some new toys that they want to put into action and test them bots out. Motherfucker got a helmet on. There might not be a person up underneath that helmet while you out there playing. They sick the algorithm on your ass. Your views really gonna be low. You come outside stinking, that computer smell your ass, you get back home, you ain't getting no likes, no clicks, your Instagram shut down. Shit, they come busting in the projects looking just like that. You laid up in the bed with Keisha and this motherfucker bust through the door. I don't know. Y'all get ready. I wonder if they gonna bring the National Guard to Atlanta. How that's gonna go? Them boys gonna be hitting them with fans and doing all that. I don't know how they gonna react. In Atlanta, they bring the National Guard. They gonna fuck around and get fat. In Atlanta, it's gonna be some player with an S-curl trying to buy them nigga oxtails dinners and shit. Hey, welcome to the A-Town show. They're like, hey man, what y'all want? The National Guard gonna be high as fuck in Atlanta. We standing out there, girls gonna be twerking on the National Guard. Motherfuckers wanna smoke a blunt with the National Guard. Before you know it, the National Guard in the strip club. I don't know how that's gonna work. They come to Atlanta. Shit, they gonna get bombed out the damn city. The water boys gonna run the National Guard up out of Atlanta. They need to snatch up all them water boys, open up every last bottle of their water, and pour it all over their head. Dirty motherfuckers. We gonna see how that go. I'm kind of excited. I want to see what they gonna do. I'm gonna be watching from the television screen because I ain't gonna be out there to see what's going on. Now's the perfect time to invest in a droid or a damn what you call it, a drone, so you can see what the hell going on in the city out there. But I honestly think that it's gonna be like a peaceful protest. I don't think it's gonna be no bloodshed because they coming equipped. They don't want no tank rolling through the projects. They don't want that type of smoke. Come on now. They don't want it. They ain't even trying to go through it. They do not want to see them call in more, they bring in the military. Cause they wish a nigga would. That's what's happening here, man. Chicago, y'all gonna have to, it's time to give it up. The gig is up. Y'all been known as the hardest city, blah, blah, blah. Is the murder rate. People proud of the murder rate in Chicago. They make it seem like it's an accomplishment for everybody out there. The murder rate give everybody some type of prestige or something like that. They want to rep Chicago because it's got danger attached to it. Everybody feel like they're a part of the mob or something like that because they're in Chicago. Trump about to lay a big slap on that ass, and you better act right. And if you don't, shit is on. They might blow that motherfucker off the map. It's mainly brothers that got to look out, man. They ain't checking for no sisters. coming out the beauty supply store. They ain't gonna have the National Guard in front of the damn nail parlor or nothing like that. It might be a National Guard standing in front of the barbershop though. Y'all in there, shit, your barber gonna be so nervous, you gonna get out the chair looking like George Jefferson in Chicago. I don't know. Man, they need to hurry up and bring it on. Because I'm really trying. I want to see what it's all about. But that's Negro here, no there. Hold on. I need to listen at this real quick. Y'all listening? Okay, here we go. Listen at this, y'all.
World War II events just wrapped up this morning. Illinois veterans. Good afternoon. World War II events just wrapped up this morning. Illinois veterans and their supporters say federal troops to Chicago is a waste of time and a waste of money, while the Illinois Freedom Caucus says Chicago is in dire need of help.
President Donald Trump is right. Federal law enforcement resources are needed to restore public safety in American cities, and nowhere is that more true than in Chicago. The numbers tell the story.
I think it's an utter waste of time that probably well over $1 million a day would be spent on any deployment. And that's not counting the money spent and lost by individuals as well as businesses.
Now, Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor J.B. Pritzker are both on the same side of the coin. They do not want troops in Chicago. Johnson signed an executive order on Saturday establishing the Protecting Chicago initiative. It aims to protect residents from the potential mobilization of National Guard troops in the city and demands that President Trump stands down on his threats to send troops for crime and immigration.
Man, a lot of corruption start from the top down. You know, the more corrupt it is at the top, is going to affect the people in the city, man. So all of the shit that's going on in Chicago, there's got to be corrupt officials in place. I ain't talking about the governor or the mayor and nothing like that. I'm just saying that's usually how it goes. Hold on, let me show y'all something real quick. Let me make this little point. Y'all stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Look at this. Okay, here we go. Hey, a lot of these Asian movies is all about corrupt officials, and somebody got to rise up to do something about the corrupt government, the mayor, the whoever ain't treating the people right. Got people starving out there in the street, can't pay their bills, kids eating with the dogs and all that type of shit. They got plenty of stories where some vigilantes or some Shaolin master or medicine man or something like that got to take justice in their own hands and take down the damn people that's running the show in their community. This movie is a classic example of that, man. This ninja, he the medicine man. Everybody in the town sick. They ain't got no money. He was like a Robin Hood back then, man. So all throughout history, you had officials and people in political power that's corrupt, that's hogging all of the money for themselves. The more violence and the more corruption that's going on in the city, the more money they get. You figure, hell, the police got jobs to do. You got people and lawyers got money coming in. You got doctors making money. All the dead people getting shot up coming through the ER. You got people out there struggling, landlords getting rich, slumlords and shit. Got people living in poverty, struggling, trying to pay their bills and their rent and stuff. And it's only a handful of people that's controlling everything, man. It's a handful of people that's renting out the properties, the electric companies, all that shit. Them people are living like fat rats while the people out there struggling and killing each other just trying to get by. And then, you know, you ain't got no ninja in Chicago that's willing to go up there and smack the mayor. And I don't think nobody should. It shouldn't be no violence coming from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no black vigilantes out there trying to make a difference. So Trump said, hell, they got to send up it's so damn corrupt. They got to send up the National Guard. And I don't think it's really a target towards the people of Chicago. It's letting them officials know that if y'all don't get y'all shit together, it ain't going to be no more governor or mayor of Chicago. They might just put a stop to that altogether because people way too corrupt. They could make it a one nation situation to where Trump, the mayor of every city, Trump, the governor of every state. You know, it might be an end to all of this BS, having these individual states. It could very damn well be the beginning of the United Nations of America or something like that. Not the United States, but turn America into one giant state to put an end to all the corruptions. And every state got to have the same rules and regulations. They might merge New Jersey with New York. Say this is no longer the state of New Jersey. This is an expansion of New York City. They could give it a new name. They can take the whole East Coast and call it Atraria or some shit like that. They could take California, fucking Washington, all that stuff over there, Utah, fucking Nevada, all that, and merge that into one big colony or whatever the case is. Ain't no telling how they about to do this. But one thing for sure, deploying the National Guard to different cities and putting in that presence is only gonna make America great again, I guess. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this. How long I been on here, man? Them YNs in Chicago ready. We gonna see what they really about. When the real caller do, when the real ops show up, man, I hope they sit that shit down. And don't go running to Atlanta. Stay y'all ass in Chicago. Don't be looking for another place to go and dumb out. I feel sorry for them cities on the outskirts, because that's where they gonna go. Shit get too hot in Chicago, they gonna go to the next state and act a fucking fool like they usually do. Look at this. Okay, this is the city of Chicago. I need to see the neighboring cities or whatever, because this is, they just gonna migrate out of Chicago and move further west or further east. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna have to see what they gonna do, man. And it could be a beautiful place, but let me see where they gonna migrate to. Aurora ain't having it. I've been there before, man. They ain't having it. Bolingbrook ain't having it neither. Where that's at on the map? You got Naperville, they ain't going for it. It's just the city part that you gotta worry about. The further out, they ain't going for none of that shit. Kankakee, they ain't. I feel sorry for these neighboring towns. Aurora might have to look out. Or Woodstock, Elkhorn. Damn, they country is fuck up there. Milwaukee. There's some gangsters in Milwaukee. Don't get it twisted, man. Waukesha. Shit, I know we got baby mama drama going on around there. I think Hartsford, Madison. Where the fuck that's at? That's up there Milwaukee, Rochester, Minneapolis. Shit, they might branch out to Minnesota. You just don't know where they gonna go. This was a beautiful Native American land. I know that much. And a lot of these places still got the Native American names. Menusing, like a Mackinac City. Like, nigga, you Mackinac, man. Nigga, matter of fact, take your ass to Gaylord, man. If you ain't trying to be macking, you better off take your ass to Gaylord. And it's next to Atlanta. What the hell going on? They got Gaylord right next to Atlanta. Shit, I'm gonna have to go ahead and move up to Mackinac. 75 go all the way up to, hold on, wait a minute, y'all. They go to Canada? Damn, that's a lot of water. Man, I know when it get cold around that motherfucker, it get cold. Lake Michigan, all that water. We don't, man. The Windy City, all that shit in the same. Y'all, did y'all know this? That this is all around Lake Michigan? Look at Grand Rapids, Lansing. You got Detroit right there. Damn, that's some Mississauga. And then Buffalo, New York. So you could take, I ain't know that. Wait a minute. So you could take, hold on, no, I ain't worried about no goddamn Batavia. So you can go from, hold on, Syracuse, run that back. You can go from Albany, from Boston to this all on the 90. You can go from Boston, Albany, motherfucking Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Niagara Falls. What is this, man? Hold on, let me see this. So this going into to Canada. You go through Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, Hamilton, okay. Hold on, no, go up. Kitchener. You ain't even gotta do all that, man. You could take this 403, 402, get on 94, take your ass down to Detroit. Then you could take, hold on, Toledo. Shout out to Toledo, Ohio. You could hop on the 90, take your ass straight to Chicago on the 90, go through 90. Where else it take you to? How far do 90 go? So you don't pass 2 Rochesters. Is that still 90? Oh my God, do it go all the way across the country? Man, I'm about to figure this out tonight. I know we talking about Trump and all that type of stuff, but how far do the 90 go? Man, get this out the way. Get all that out the way. Damn, you don't hit another Buffalo and all the way in Montana. Is that the end of it? No. So all the way to Washington. You could take 90 all the way from Boston to Seattle. God damn. Man, if you ain't got nothing to do, you want to go on a road trip, hop your ass on 90 and just ride that thing all the way out. From Seattle, okay, you get all the way to Seattle, and you could take the 5 down from Seattle to Portland, and that's gonna get you to Sacramento, San Francisco, Santa Rosa, California, Fresno. Motherfucker, take your ass all the way down to Los Angeles, Long Beach, to San Diego, and before you know it, your ass in Tijuana. That's crazy. That is beyond crazy, man. Okay, so when you get to Mexico, they ain't got no major expressways or nothing. Get that out of here. So this ain't nothing but land. for the most part. When you get to Mexico, it don't look like nothing really. It don't look like nothing. So people must be living off the land in these little parts. I need to see some of this stuff, man. Guadalupe. $470 for what? For rent? What the hell? Well, I know that ain't for no damn hotel, man. They getting pricey. What costs $1,000? Nigga, please. They got you could move into a trailer for $89. Man, no wonder people trying to get up. Motherfuckers living in pods and shit. Shit, you casa, no casa. Your ass in the middle of nowhere. I ain't fucking with it. Is these hotels? What the hell going on? Motherfuckers living in FBI huts and shit. Must be some, talk about illegal aliens. It look like some real aliens live out this motherfucker. What the hell? This extraterrestrial, the language all outer worldly and all this. Chicago better quit playing. They send your ass back to Mexico. Mosquitoes the size of your head. Shit, this got me wanting to go back. Man, matter of fact, let me take my ass back to America, man. This shit got me depressed. Let me take my ass back across the border. God bless America. I don't want to go back down there no more. That shit, yeah, I'm going to stay around these parts. Got my blood pressure high just thinking about Mexico. Hell no. Stay my ass right over here, man. This is where I'm going to be at. Fuck that. But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I got so much love for y'all, man. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button too. And for my people in Chicago, I'm praying for y'all, man. And for the National Guard, the people that's being deployed, I'm praying for y'all too. Try to keep it peaceful. We gonna see how this turn out. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna be back. We gonna be reporting on it later. I'm gonna keep y'all posted. But damn, it don't look too good for the city of Chicago. I know that much.